The Joe Rogan Experience.
Hear about this? This just popped up on New York Times. This guy claims he's like the last witness of the JFK assassination.
Yo.
He claims, I was just reading through it, he claims he's the one who found the bullet in the car, placed it on the gurney next to Kennedy's body. Like, he's the one who found the magic bullet.
Whoa. Yeah, but ask that guy about ghosts. I have a ghost that visits me every evening.
He also happens to be
tells
selling
me
a
the
book.
lottery numbers, but I don't play it because it's not ethical.
He's selling a book that's coming out.
Of course.
Too,
Of course.
Sam, is it possible it was Lee Harvey Oswald?
Oh,
No,
he's one of the Secret
never.
Service agents.
No.
That makes it more interesting. He was a
Bro,
Secret Service agent.
Educate Brian on Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well, have you ever seen the video where the Secret Service gets pulled off?
No,
And he's like,
that's-
what? And the car
No,
takes
that's
off.
not a
Because
real-
they were going
that
down a different
whole-
route.
That's not a real video, is it?
That's a real video.
It's a real video, Brian.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
what's
the Secret
really
Service was supposed to
crazy,
be with him the entire time, and
Yes.
they pulled away from him.
the Supreme
went a different
firm's
route,
weird
dude.
because
Really?
all
It's pretty
his
fishy.
whole trip, he's surrounded like the Beatles.
Right.
And then at this one point in the plaza, there's nobody around. It's really creepy. And you're like, what is going
And he's
on?
in a convertible.
Yes. Didn't he say he wanted to go in a convertible? Wasn't it he who said he didn't want shield around him? I think Kennedy said.
I never heard that.
No.
I never heard that. You know what
because
they did?
pulled him
Look
off of
that up,
Chicago a week
That's some
before.
CIA talking point.
Yeah, that's
Dude.
what
guy's
what
trying to
class did you
defend.
learn
I
that in?
heard he wanted to go into that convertible.
Hey, B, in that convertible, you know, as soon as assassination happened, they rushed that computer and wiped that convertible and wiped it down. So there's no
Oh,
evidence
bro,
in the
there's
convertible.
so much stuff,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Is
There's
that not
so
weird
much
to
stuff.
you? They
Well,
washed it all
Oliver
out.
Stone talking about it was interesting because he was talking about Curtis LeMay and all those guys, and it's not surprising that they would. Do
The
something
CIA,
like that.
deep mafia roots in Dallas.
Well,
Jack Ruby.
The
Not
really
only
weird
that,
is Jack Ruby shooting him. Like, why would he do
well,
that?
do you
What's
guys,
the point of that?
You know how everyone's talking about Biden and the votes and all that, the numbers, and whether that makes sense or not. Dude, JFK's election was the exact same thing.
Oh,
they're pulling shit. Yeah, dude, the mob was
The
pulling-
mob got it for him in Chicago.
And that's because of his
100%.
dad. Because of his dad, yes.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
No, the only thing I have, the only conspiracy theory that does make some sense to me is
What?
Kennedy.
The only one ever?
Yeah. No,
What
there are other
about
ones.
Enron?
What about the
Enron wasn't a
scandemic?
What
Enron
about
was a
Gulf of
conspiracy that-
Tonkin?
Enron was a conspiracy, and they did time
What
in jail.
about the Gulf
That
of
wasn't-
Tonkin?
Bay
What
of
about
Pigs?
Operation Northwoods?
Yeah, but I'm saying all
That's
of
the
those.
craziest one.
That's a crazy one.
Operation Northwoods was, but hold on.
Here we go. This is the
Hold
best.
on. Operation Northwoods
I don't know why Brian does
was the Joint Chiefs of Staff came up with a bunch of different suggestions for the president.
Brian, they
That
signed
happens.
that. The Joint Chiefs of Staff signed off on Operation Northwoods, which means they were gung-ho to blow up a jetliner and blame it on Cuba. They were going to arm
100%.
Cuban friendlies and
war.
attack Guantanamo Bay.
so
They
hold on.
wanted to give us motivation to go to war with Cuba.
Excuse me, but when the president says to his Joint Chiefs, when he says to his military brass, he says, come up with different scenarios of what we do with this problem. Everything is on the table. You get 1,000
including killing
suggestions.
American civilians.
You get
That's
1,000
that, Brian, that's a
suggestions,
conspiracy.
And Kennedy said
Brian,
no.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy.
Brian,
no,
It
it's
that's
is
not.
a conspiracy.
It is
It's a-
100% a
It is
conspiracy to
100%
lie
not.
to the American people
They-
through blowing up a jet. It is a plan to lie to the American. They conspired to create a scenario that did not exist. They were going to blow up a jetliner. They were going to attack Cuban friendlies. They were going to kill Americans.
No,
So the public gets behind it.
So
God
again,
damn
so
it.
again,
Brian,
guys,
do you think-
that's not accurate?
Brian, do you think
What
they
it
just took
was-
those plans and threw them out? Oh, he doesn't like them. Let's
Yes.
just
What
throw them
happens-
out in the
what
trash
happens-
can.
What happens is the military comes to your civilian infrastructure, your president, the executive, and says, here are the suggestions. Kennedy said no, 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 and no. This is not constitutional.
What are the
You're
other
not allowed
ones?
to do that. There are legal issues.
What
you
are the
can't
other ones
do.
other than Operation Northwoods that he did that with? That were scenarios that would get us into war with Cuba.
Iran Contra?
No,
and
no,
they
no.
got
That would get
found
us
out.
into war with Cuba. By the way, that's another conspiracy that
Yes.
was real.
Yes.
Not only that, the Sandinistas and when the Contras and the Sandinistas fought and they sold cocaine
Yes.
in Los Angeles to fund that. That's another conspiracy.
I'm not saying
Oh,
that.
no, that's
I'm not
100%.
saying that rogue elements
So
in
don't
different
say
places do
that that's the
illegal
only
things.
conspiracy you believe in, because that's not true.
Brian, do
You
you
just
think that
admitted to
weapons
four.
of mass destruction just was a big
No,
miscalculation?
No, let me be clear.
Okay.
I
Iraq
100%. I 100% think that
Yeah.
different like parts of the government, whether it's State Department, Department of Defense, there are elements within those who want to push an agenda forward and will bend rules and do things that are illegal
Okay.
if they can. Yes.
Right.
We have a lot of examples.
Do you
in
think
history
they
of where they get
conspire to
caught.
do that, Brian?
I'm sorry.
Did they conspire to do that?
They do conspire to do
Okay.
that.
And we're in.
But
Interesting.
we find out about these things. Why?
You're the perfect
Why do
guy
we-
to do a show like this with Sam Tripoli, by the way.
I know. That's why
'Cause
people
you're
like
so bad at
Conspiracy Social
defending
Club, everybody.
the deep
Conspiracy
state.
Social Club.
You're so bad at defending the deep state. You make everybody a Sam Tripoli fan. It's
No,
great.
no, no.
I love it.
No, what I'm saying is that there are a lot of competing interests within government.
Yeah. When you two got together, I was so happy because I was like, Sam's gonna crack him.
Yeah.
It's a matter of
And
time.
I get
'cause
him 1 week.
Sam's not stupid. He just goes so deep that
Yes, he does.
sometimes
It
he's
gets a
not
little
really
crazy.
in water anymore. It's like he's in the bedrock.
Yeah.
It's like, Sam, you got to go a little higher. The reason, the Joint Chiefs of Staff document, the reason they were held so long is the Joint Chiefs never wanted these up because they were so embarrassing.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they fucking asked for it. The whole point of a democracy is to have leaders responding to the public will. And here, this is the complete reverse. The military trying to trick the American people into a war, Brian, that
You know what?
they want, but nobody else wants.
You got this on Putin.com, and I want you to
That's
go
on
to
ABC News, son. That's ABC
Putin.com,
News.
yeah.